All right, guys, so I am here with the one and only Kevin Wilhelm, attorney at law in Abilene, Texas. How's it going, Mr. Kevin?
It's going great.
Going great, man. So, Kevin, we'll get into the details of this later, but you and I have had a relationship for quite a long time, right?
Yes, sir.
So how long roughly has that been, you know?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20, we're right at 20 years. Man, like 20-year anniversary, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, just wanted to come by and visit with you. First, I appreciate you giving me your time, jumping on Facebook Live with us. Just wanted to kind of highlight you, man. You have an awesome business, and you're an entrepreneur here in town. You've been a friend. You know, we've been friends for 20 years, and just wanted to spend some time. So, as an attorney, what got you started in your industry? What got you started in that business?
Well, I mean, it was one of the things that I thought I wanted to do from the time I was probably in middle school.
Right.
I mean, basically, I was goal oriented all my life, and I mean, I credit that to my parents, and
right.
I had kind of 3 occupations picked out, and as I got into college, you know, this was the one that kind of manifested through my education.
Man, that is so cool because I'm 46 and I still have no clue what I want to do. You're in junior high and you're like, I got a picture, man. I know where I'm going. That's so awesome to me. So, because I still sometimes look at my wife and I'm like, babe, what am I doing? You know, she's like, well, just get to work. Right. So, awesome. So, real quick, so like, what are some I don't know, what are some challenges in your industry? Or I mean, so what's a challenge maybe you face you'd want to share?
Well, probably the greatest challenge, just across the board, regardless of what area of law that you're practicing, is as a lawyer, we typically see people at their worst or at their lowest. I mean, they're struggling in some form or fashion, regardless of the area of law they're in. You know, there's very
right.
only a few cases where you're doing positive work for people.
Right. That kind of reminds me. It's like the guy that is the service advisor, like at a car dealership where you go to get repairs, right?
Yes.
That guy always sees people at their worst. They're mad because their car broke down. It's kind of similar, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I get it, man. Because I'm thinking, you know, that's got to be tough. You know, you have to stay positive all the time. Try to see the positive side of everything, even when people come in and they're feeling down. So, what is it that? Is there anything you love about what you do?
What I love about what I do is helping people resolve that problem, that issue of where they're lowest, and even in situations where it's not, there's no really great outcome, you still reach a resolution, and with that resolution comes peace.
Right. Yeah, and peace. That's a powerful thing, man. If you can get peace in somebody's life or help them to get peace, that's like very satisfying, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So I'm gonna segue into something else, and you're a busy guy, right?
Oh, yes.
3 kids, wife. How long have you been married, man?
We've been married 29 years.
29, man, you're that old? No, I'm just kidding. So 29
I got married
years.
when I was 10, yeah.
That's woo! Dang. So that's one of the reasons I want to come talk to you, because I look up to you in so many ways. You've been a friend, you've been a student, but you've all been a mentor for me in different ways. So
Thank you very much.
yeah, and 29 years of marriage and a super solid family, a great family, but you're a busy guy, raising a family, running a law firm, doing all the things you do. So why would you add martial arts to your plates? Now, you're also a martial artist. You're a 3rd-degree black belt. You're a certified instructor with the teamship program. Why would you add that to your plate, man?
Well, you know, and it started, I mean, we've been doing it for about 20 years. And so, and my oldest son, who's now 24 and a 4th degree, he was a little kid. And he was the old, and I looked at him and said, you know, we need to do something now that's going to, that he can carry through his life.
Right.
Whether he continues in martial arts throughout his life or it's a chapter in his life, it's going to add value. And I looked at all the things that we could do that would teach qualities that I wanted to teach my kids. And so that's really what I looked at. And I saw martial arts as the way that, probably the best way to create what I consider self-discipline in your kids.
Well, you said self-discipline. Do you mind? Is there like a quality or two that you would have in mind that you think were either good that your kids got out of this, or maybe that you've gotten out, or that you saw then that you wanted them to get?
Yes, that self-discipline, and just the confidence that it instills in you, that you can go in and always reach back into. You say, hey, look, this is what I've done, this is what I'm doing,
right?
This is who I am. And just create an ability where that they have a confidence in themselves that they can go out into the world and be independent and successful adults.
Absolutely. So I think if I was to take that and twist it a little bit, is maybe look back at those controlled environment struggles they've had on the mat, where they're training with their friends, their peers, they've been challenged with breaking and sparring and different things, and go, man, I've been through that. This next challenge is just another step and I can handle it, right? Is that kind of what you're...
Exactly.
Very cool. So now 20 years, man, 20 years, that's a long time. So what's kept you coming? What's kept you attached?
Well, several things that kept me attached. One is the consistency of the teaching and the education, the quality of the teaching, the environment, and the fact that I still have goals. I still have things that I want to achieve.
Awesome.
And so it's an avenue that allows me to do that in martial arts, but it also correlates into real life, and it's all real life, but it correlates into my career, that my career is not stagnant, it's not over. There are still things I can achieve and move forward in my career.
That is awesome. So I'm going to ask you this, there are a lot of people, hopefully a lot of people watching and people that will see this later, and I want these videos to be encouragement for people that are out there that are running themselves thin, raising their families, running a career and doing all this, but they're maybe not exercising enough, they're lacking in self-confidence, they're lacking in some of these areas, and they're constantly telling themselves, I don't have time for that, or I can't sacrifice to do that. So what would you say to somebody that's considering it, maybe thinking about it, or maybe struggling with that?
Well, I think they need to look at what Taekwondo offers them besides just the physical martial arts, and that is great because you get into shape and you have to stay in shape to make it work, but just the best thing about the martial arts is the mental growth that occurs as you develop as a martial artist.
Right.
And
awesome.
I don't think there's a better program out there for people.
Right, and it's amazing because you think of martial arts as this physical, pugilistic, we're gonna get in there and beat each other down, mindless thing, and it's funny, and as a highly successful professional and an attorney, it's really awesome to hear you say that. You can still mentally grow and challenge yourself, and I think that's really powerful. And I just was sitting here thinking as you were talking too, I want people to understand that your and my relationship is really pretty tight, and I do appreciate this time, but in my career as a martial artist, I've been very blessed in several ways, and one of them was having Kevin come into my life, and you've traveled with me, man. We've got some great stories together and things we've been through, but many times, if you've ever seen me on a stage somewhere in ESPN or anywhere else breaking or doing something, this guy was almost always there. There was only like maybe 1 year he didn't make it to something that was pretty big or really big. And a lot of times what people didn't know is you were the guy, an attorney with a family that was traveling with me to back me up and help me, but laying behind the brick with your foot on it so I could break a bat or do something, and people had no idea about that. So from my heart,
the dark spot on the floor.
But you know what? The reality is without that dark spot, I would have never accomplished anything that I have. So that's just thanks to you, man. That's huge.
You're welcome.
So I wanted to ask you one more thing. On a serious note, what is the best one piece of advice that you could give? I know it's really hard to narrow down, but that you've ever been given. And if you're willing to share who gave it to you, great. If not, that's cool too. But what do you think the best piece of advice you ever got was?
You'll have to understand this is it's not directly martial arts related.
Sure.
The best piece of advice I ever got was from my mother.
Okay.
And I was dating my wife at the time, and I was serious about it and talked about getting engaged, but I was gonna go graduate from college and go to law school, and she still had a year of school left here. Right. And so our plan was, and Stacy and I talked about it, Stacy, my wife, and the idea was, well, I'd let her finish school and I would go off to law school. And my mom said, if you love her, marry her. Don't wait, because it will never happen. You will go and you will go your separate ways. And so translate that into, if you want to do something, do it. Pull the trigger.
Right.
Don't hesitate. Don't wait, because you'll lose the opportunity.
Paralysis by analysis. Don't wait too long, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's so powerful.
And 29 years later, here we
29 years later,